Hey y'all, hope everybody is well, just cleansing, preparing for a message today. We're going to be working with the Divine Feminine deck as well as the Gods, Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck, okay? Yeah, I found this really cool handout that I have. It's called Vibe Check. Maybe take a screenshot of this. And it's like a funnel, right? And it's like the upper spiral represents like joy, freedom, empowerment, love, passion, eagerness, enthusiasm, happiness. And then the lower spiral is powerlessness and fear, guilt and insecurity, jealousy and hatred, rage and anger. So the idea is to change your frequency so that your vibration ascends into a higher vibration. And I feel like many of us are doing that. All right. Thank you to our guides. All right. Let's ask the angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our energy for divine guidance with messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light. So it isn't, so will be. All right. Say yes to receive and allow a message. You can also like, share, comment, and subscribe to support our channel. Thank you. All right. So let's get some divine feminine energy first. Okay, let's see. All right, one more. Very good, nice and fresh. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, Lalita, the red goddess. Yeshi Sogal, lady of Lotus born, the red goddess. What else do we have? It says embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Beautiful messages. I think we're going to stop here. And then we have the morning star, Queen Esther. My ego is in service of my soul, and I must trust my soul's divine timing. Wow, that's beautiful. Very cool. Interesting. I've never seen Yeshi before. I've used this deck a few times. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Yeshi represents a deep wisdom that has been much misunderstood. She is the ultimate spiritual wisdom that the human body is all that it is needed for enlightenment. Yeshi was born a princess in Tibet in 777 CE. According to legend, she was born in the same way as Buddha. A mantra resounded and her mother gave birth to Yeshi painlessly. Her name means Wisdom Lake Queen because at the moment of her birth, a nearby lake doubled in size, symbolizing her tremendous wisdom, her waters of enlightenment. From a young age, Yeshi only wanted to practice the Dharma instead of getting married. But the Emperor of Tibet gave her to Padmaspava, sorry if I don't have that correct, who had traveled to Tibet from India to spread the Buddha's teachings. He became her main consort and husband, and together they each founded their own lineages of Buddhist teachings. She spent many years isolated in meditation and accomplished several cycles of tantric spiritual practices. She received esoteric initiations and became known as a fully enlightened Buddha in the form of an ordinary woman. She is also considered to be the incarnation of Vaharashoni, and she and her husband predicted that she would reincarnate as the legendary Tibetan Buddhist tantric teacher and yogini Mashi Labdrong. Wow. This is amazing. It can be so easy to forget that everything we touch, everything we say, and everything we do is not separate from the divine. Yes, she embodied one of the most potent spiritual truths. The female body is an asset to enlightenment, not an hindrance. The body is a vehicle to free us from the idea that there are any limitations to reality. Tantra, which weaves together the sacred and the mundane to reveal the spiritual nature of all things, allowed Yeshi to realize that she was born an ordinary woman, an incarnation of the Buddha, Vaharajini. We are both human and divine. We are both a mortal body and an eternal essence that continues on. The body too often can be the scapegoat for so much hate, distrust, and violence. The body holds infinite wisdom, pleasure, and possibilities. This is the moment to see your gorgeous body as a tremendous gift. It's the moment to realize that there's no greater intoxication than just being fully in your body from the head to the soul. Wow. Yeshi is the call to remember the holiness of your flesh, the deep wisdom your body contains, and the temple you walk around in every single day. Wow. Embodiment is deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Wow. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Playfulness is a spiritual power, and laughter leads me back to the light. This is enlightenment in the sense of the ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get some messages, and if we're called to dive deeper, we'll dive deeper. Okay. And if I pronounce any of the names wrong, my bad. I'm so sorry. The more familiar I get, the better I will pronounce it. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Let's talk about Yeshi, Lady of the Lotus Born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. Let me know if you've ever experienced moments of bliss. I'd like to know. I feel like there's self-criticism, and it could be diminishing your self-worth. And I feel like this was a message of like your body is your temple, and your temple is necessary to experience what you have experienced here. Specifically enlightenment. So it's like cherish everything that you are, okay? I feel like there's a need for you to have compassion for oneself. Thank you. Nice reminder. Maybe there's things about you that you don't love. Like maybe there's things you'd like to change, or maybe there's things like you woulda, coulda, shouldas, but I feel like oh, what's most important is that like you accept yourself. It's like self-acceptance, okay? And compassion. And there's this union energy. A partnership is destined, and it's blessed and destined for greatness, okay? Yeah. And there could be a lot of reflecting going on here. All right, so the qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. Okay, so how are you like projecting? How are you reflecting? How are you feeling about yourself at this time? And in this particular moment, is there an opportunity for you to have more compassion for yourself, with the understanding that like you could reflect things back to others? So making sure that like you have, like this is a lot of mirror energy, okay? Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Okay, what do we got here? So this message may be for those who are mirrored souls, twin twin flames, soulmate energy, okay? Angel of communication, communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to tell it like it is, all right? Okay. I feel like you're maybe being asked to be more playful with life and yourself. Like take things in a more lighthearted way. Goddess of indulgence, it's all right. Stop beating yourself up. If there's something you're doing that you enjoy, a little indulgence in balance is healthy. I feel like there's this beautiful light about you. And it's time for you to emerge. Yeah, it's time for the real you to emerge. Okay, playfulness is a spiritual power. I feel like you are very much unique in your own right. And sometimes life can get a bit too serious. And I feel like you're being asked to, have more fun. Enjoy your lightheartedness. Embrace all that is of you. Okay. I'm getting like you have strong abilities and trust what you know. And someone is not revealing part of the story, okay? I feel like you have the knowing, the awareness. Trust your feelings over what others say as well. Okay, this one's coming out. And we have Angel of Support. The universe has heard your call for help. All right, so I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. All right, so there most definitely was a situation that you gained insight, maybe from your ancestors, the angels, the universe, and you know that they were not revealing part of the story. And so I feel like this is you trusting yourself over what others say. So good for you. That was a good lesson learned. It's like you, even though you have tons of compassion for others, it's not to sacrifice oneself, okay? I'm getting like the angels surround both you and your family at this moment. I also have Angel of Clearing. Your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over. Okay. It's like spreading your wings and just, it's like embodiment, okay? Embodiment, yeah, look at this beautiful energy. Goddess of the shadows, what you perceive to be a dark side holds a hidden treasure. Yes, this is what's emerging. This is what you're playful about. You're like, no one's gone to the depths that I've gone to, so they have no position to judge me, shame me, or blame me for anything. I feel like you've accepted yourself fully, okay? Beautiful. I love that. All right, yeah, Angel of Expression. Check it. Look, yeah. You're like wings, like heavy, like whoosh, like you have just, you're expressing yourself clearly, fully, truthfully, authentically, like playfully, like it's time for the real you to emerge. And honey, you are emerging, okay? Emerging. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Yeah. Look at Goddess of Knowledge, starting to apply what you already know and trust your intuition. All right, paying attention to the signs, synchronicities, the cycles, like you've got this wisdom and knowledge that you're able to access. It's like, let's use it. We're applying it, expressing it, sharing it. You could be someone who holds knowledge. You're meant to share it. Okay, so this is part of your purpose. Yeah, there's a goddess of psychic protection. What you believe you create, no one can harm you, okay? Angel of oneness. Someone you love is thinking fondly of you at this moment, okay? And then I have Angel of a New Life. An exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. And this is like a whole lotus. All right, first card we got, Lady of the Lotus Born, okay? Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. That's what's happened right here. All right, no one can harm you. All right. All right, let's see. All right, angel of new life. It's like Lotus born. It's you've gone through this death and rebirth process, and I feel like this is the rebirth process for you. All right. Yeah, here's the angel of new life. Okay, it says an exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. Okay, I feel like you've crossed over. Okay, oops, I'm trying to cover this up. Okay, you've crossed over. There's something that has been like remarkable. All right, a new chapter in your life. It's like starting to apply what you already know and trusting your intuition. You're expressing yourself. Okay, don't allow any kind of criticism to diminish your self-worth. I feel like you're on a sacred path, okay? Let go of logic and trust your intuition. Oh, goodness gracious. I love that for you. I love that. I wanted to see more about Lalita. Lalita. Number 88. All right, here we go. Lalita represents the spontaneity that graces a heavy moment and reminds us that joy is a powerful spiritual practice. Lalita is a Hindu deity known as the Red Goddess because of her connection to desire. She is often depicted sitting on a lotus with 16 petals, known as the fulfiller of all desires. She is holding a golden bow that represents the mind and 5 golden arrows that represent the 5 senses. The ancient devotional text dedicated to her is a list of her 1,000 names that fulfill all the desires of a devotee simply through its recitation. One of the many names is she who plays. The Sanskrit word Leela means divine play. Lalita loves when her devotees are able to move beyond dualities to the point where we are not separate from what we desire. She loves puja or ritual worship for this reason, because it moves us from out of our ideas and thoughts of the divine and into our hearts, where we can express the divine directly. Wow. She's the consciousness that comes when we get so caught up in taking ourselves seriously that we forget the profound, simple pleasures like sunlight on our face, or the taste of a ripe strawberry, or how beautiful a flower is. She's the delicious moment when we remember what we don't have to take everything so seriously. We don't have to be perfect. All right. I feel like answers arrive from disengaging with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. We so often hold tight to what we desire with a grip that actually inhibits it from arriving. And we often take the soul by the collar and demand to know an answer right now. But when a desire is an imperative, there's an inability to be playful and imaginative and childlike with how and when that desire will arrive. The secret to desire is holding it lightly. The secret that the Red Goddess knows is that we already have everything we desire. So we can trust that when the soul craves is and always has been ours. This is the levity that sparks a shift, a change, an expansion. This is the moment we remember we are not separate from what we desire or from the divine. All right, Lalita is the brilliant moment in a fight between lovers or friends when suddenly someone mispronounces a word and everybody laughs. She's the levity that comes when we loosen our death grip on what we think we desire. She's the gorgeous, much needed reminder that we don't have to suffer our way through to what we want most. The path to what we desire and to becoming the soul we need to be in order to receive. It can be paved with joy, divine play, with sacred process of lighting up all along the way. Beautiful. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. I love it. Look at how beautiful this is. All right, we're going to end with that. All right, I will see you guys on the next reading. Always a pleasure.